starting with my eyebrows and things like that, I'm gonna go in completely bare. Sorry. So I'm going to go in with the Nivea Men Insensitive. It has glycerin in there, and that's why people started using, I believe Nikki Tutorials is the first one that brought this on the scene. So the glycerin has a sticky feel to it, which helps the foundation stay on longer. But if you need more than just that, I would do this, and then sometimes I'll layer it with a pore filler or something with luminosity. But this will just help it stick really nice. So let's do this. You can get this at Walmart for, I think I got mine for $4.49. I've seen it different prices other places. So I'm going to go in with my Ride or Die foundation, and that's the True Match New Me. It's just a really nice medium to full coverage. You can still see my freckles, and that's what I like because I like to keep it a little bit more natural. I actually put it on the back of my hand and then I tap it onto my face. So the brush I'm going to use for foundation is the Long Kabuki brush from Icing. This one was $8.50 and it has been my go-to brush. I am highly obsessed with it. So what I do with my foundation is I take it and I tap it on versus rubbing it. Whenever you're rubbing it, you're just kind of letting it sit on top of the skin. So I'll tap it first and then I'll take it and rub it and buff it out. And then you always want to buff it around this area. Alright, now that we have our foundation on, I'm moving into concealer. I'm going to use the Glamouflage. So I'm just putting it on the back of my hand. I like to take it down the side of my nose, underneath the eye. I tend to get red right there. So I'm taking a Real Techniques beauty sponge. A lot of people like to use it wet, but whenever I'm using like an oil-based concealer, I just take it in dry. Now that we are all buffed out, what I'm going to do is take my original foundation brush that I went in with. I'm not going to put any additional product on there, but I'm going to buff out the edges so that we don't have any harsh lines. So I'm going to go over this part, but I'm going to stay low on these parts. So now we're going to go in with my setting powder. This is Airspun. A lot of people say that they can't find it, but Walmart usually keeps it on the bottom shelves. So I'm going to go in with my Sephora number 72 brush. It's a Pro Contour brush, and then I always set the eye first. If I see any creasing, I'll go in and take the creasing out, and then I'll set underneath the eye. Same on this side. Because we are going to contour, I like to put powder, a thin layer of powder everywhere because we're going over it with more powder. I get angry face, so I have to set all of this here. Okay, I am going to go in with a new contour kit that I found at the dollar store. It's by LA Colors. This one was $6. I'm going to use two brushes. One of them is a very inexpensive brush, which is the e.l.f. brush. This is what I like to get in the crease with, and this one was $3. This one is number 54 by Sephora. It's the Pro Airbrush brush. And it was only $21. It was on sale. It might be a little bit more whenever it's not on sale. So this one is what I'm going to use to buff out the area, and then the other one is for the contour. So for the shades that I'm going to use today, I'm going to go in with these two here. This one I'm going to use to kind of bronze my face, and this one I'm going to use to like deepen up my contour. Ooh, there's a lot of fallout though. Oh, it's so pigmented. Let me dab some over here too, because that is super pigmented. Fish fizz. If you like to be more detailed with your nose, then I would take a precise brush, but I just like to run a little bit on there. I don't like it too contoured, but I like a little bit of shading. Now that we bronzed our face, I'm switching to my small stippling brush by e.l.f. and I'm going to take this more of an ashy tone, and then I'm going to deepen up my cheek area. So I'm going to take this shade here. It looks like a highlighting powder for underneath the eye. There's a banana looking one, and then there's also a vanilla looking one. So I'm going to take the vanilla and see how that works underneath my eye. I see a difference. Not too shabby. So for this palette, I would give it an the pigment is wonderful. It actually didn't get chalky on my face, but the big problem with it is the fallout. So $6, great, but I know how soon I'm gonna hit pan with this and how many times I can use it before that happens. I'm gonna go back in with my Airspun. So I'm gonna take my e.l.f. brush that doesn't have a name. It's just a flat brush like this. This one was $6. I'm gonna take it and I'm just gonna press it into the powder like this. And then I'm gonna go right underneath. So that's what it looks like. So you can see that you're really cleaning up this area, and then it doesn't go past that, and that's how your cheek seems to look lifted. The other side. This isn't supposed to be a makeup video, but I guess I can do some kind of makeup. It'll be a quick one. Now that we're done baking at a good 95 degrees, we can go ahead and start taking off our powder. So this is a good way to do it if you don't mind doing your foundation and then your eyeshadow. I personally don't mind doing it that way, but if I do it the other way around, I'll just sit and drink some coffee. So I'm going to take that same brush that I used to set the powder with, the Pro Contour Sephora number 79 brush, and I'll just start dusting it away. And you'll see what a difference it makes. Down the nose, on the forehead. Just kind of buff it all out. Ooh, 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 honey. So after we dusted all that away, I like to go in with my highlight. This is Mary Luminizer by The Balm. I'm going to take my highlight on a Real Techniques brush. They don't really have the names. Oh, just kidding. Setting brush. So it's shaped like this. So I like to take it here on the brow bone on the other side, on the tip of the nose, and Cupid's bow. half of my last video didn't record. This is why I always have to keep looking over here, and I wasn't looking because I was too invested in you. Anyways, so what I did is I took the highlight, I put it in the inner corners, I put it at the top of the brow bone just to give it a lifted look. And that's all I did. Left with a look like this. As far as the LA Color palette goes, it looks okay here, but I can see it's kind of splotchy here. I'm going to keep using it and see how I feel about it. But it's not too shabby. It did what it was supposed to do. Let me make a comment about my lipstick really quick. This is TJ, I wish I remembered the name, and it's called Lip Paint. And this is Skinny Dip. You can get these at Walgreens, and it comes with glitter! So it comes with glitter, and then you would put it on. But I let it dry for a second, and then I put the glitter on, and the glitter stayed, but it didn't stay as good as if I should have went in with whenever it was kind of damp, and that way it would have stuck better. But this is only $6.99. For one, it's like an amazing lip stain. It doesn't come off. It's not as drying as the ones that I've used before, because I ride or die Kat Von D. I will buy her lipsticks even though they're high-end makeup. I will buy it. It's good. But this one here, oh, I wish I had more. It's not a, I know that I have a couple of the NYX lip lingerie, which are great, but they're a little bit more drying than I like. They're kind of like Kat Von D drying, whereas this one, I don't feel like my lips are going to crack in half. So, TJ, this is what it looks like. It has like a little skull and a bow, and then the packaging is really cute. It has a little, like a lip print of the lipstick and then a lip print of the glitter. $6.99, guys. If you can get your hands on them, they're definitely worth it. Like, look at that color. Alright, so thank you for watching. There's more where that came from. The sun is going down now. I have a light, but I have to figure it out so I can start filming at night too. But I don't have a stand for it. And also, I'm sorry for the background. I know that people like to see a pretty background, but I didn't want a pretty background. I wanted pretty lighting. So that's what I did. Deal with it. Alright, I love you guys so much. Thanks for sticking around and watching the whole dang thing. If you have a request for anything, just let me know anywhere below, or any comment that you can leave, or send me a text, because some of you are so needy. And a video wouldn't be complete without Choo-Choo! 'Tis not the camera, 'tis the boob. Oh! Ta-da! Now that we are above, I cannot say the name of this brush. Japan Square. Yellows and greens and blues. Give mama a kiss. I'm just